Something that told me not to yell out and announce that I was there to spook him and get him scared. So I approached him quietly. He was standing on the freeway, nowhere near the intersection. He was actually straddling the concrete barrier with one leg dangling already over towards the wash side. And other side of that barrier, there's a real small ledge, maybe 6 or 8 inches. There's not very much room. If he was to try to run, he would just straight fall. So I approached him quietly and didn't tell him that I was there. I did all my radio traffic at my car, turned my radio down. Before I said anything, I grabbed him with my left hand and I held onto his backpack. Something told me just to do it, so I did. Followed my instincts, and it led to helping the young man that needed it.
Well, this morning we received several calls. The call came in through the PD line. My coworker Wendy had taken the call, gathered the information. And
He said that he was on the overpass of the 71 bridge.
the supervisor agreed or approved for me and Martha to respond to the call.
We go out in a team of 2, and we usually have one of us will meet with the client and the other one will meet with someone else to collect the collateral information. We collected that from it was a deputy. He gave us the information on what happened, and then me and my team went in and we met with the client.
Just talking to that young man, and then the deputy mentioned him not wanting to talk to him, being a bit resistant. He spoke to me, he opened up, and was able to kind of pinpoint things for him, and just what he was speaking of, his frustrations. I was able to identify values that, like, oh, is this something that you value, and this is why you're upset. At the end, he felt like he no longer felt like he wanted to hurt himself, and he made a misjudgment, or kind of like a poor decision, and he felt like he just wanted to go home.
But I had noticed his backpack when we went to the hospital that it was ripping and it was hanging by 3 or 4 strings. And all I thought as a mother, I wish I had a needle and thread so I could stitch it up. But then later when I saw this on media, I was like, oh my God, he was hanging by string, literally hanging by a string. The officer walked us to the car to put him in the car. I turned around and I said, you did a good thing. And
Raymond Guillen, Chino Sheriff Station.
Francisca Buenrostro, and I'm a pre-licensed clinical therapist.
Martha Nunez, and I'm a social worker too. We're saving lives.